Hi everyone, this is your math guru. Please don't forget to subscribe below for more easy to understand math concepts. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to express different ratios in their simplest form. For the first example, we have a mixed number to a whole number, 3/4 to 5. Before we start, we have to make sure that the ratios are in their whole numbers. We are first of all going to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. We have 3 times 4, which is 12. 12 plus 3, we have 15/4 is 5. Remember, any whole number is over 1. The LCM for 4 and 1, which is the denominator, is 4. So we are going to be multiplying each side by 4. Remember, whatever you do on your left, you do on your right. 4 here, 4 1, and 4 here 1. We are left with 15 is 2. 5 times 4, 20. This ratio is still not in its lowest form, so we are going to be dividing by the highest common factor. The highest common factor for 15 and 20 is 5, so we are going to be dividing both values by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. That is the simplest form of the ratio 3/4 to 5. Let's look at another example. In my second example, I have 10 hours to 1 day. If you check the units, we have hours and day, which are different. Before you start simplifying your ratio, you must make sure that the units are the same. We know that in 1 day, we have 24 hours. So we are going to change the 1 day to 24 hours. We have 10 hours to 24 hours. Once the units are the same, then you can get rid or drop your units. We are left with 10 is to 24. The highest common factor for 10 and 24 is 2. So we are going to be dividing both numbers by 2. Always remember, whatever you do on your left, you do on your right, or you do for every value in the ratio. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. You can't simplify further, so the ratio 10 hours to 1 day, when simplified, will give you 5 to 12. Let's look at more examples. In this example, we have 2 kilograms to 800 grams. If you check kilogram and grams, the units are not the same, so the first thing we need to do is to make sure that the units are the same. We know that 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Therefore, 2 kilograms will give you 2,000 grams. Thus, if I change my ratio, I'm going to be having, from 2 kilograms, I'm going to have 2,000 grams to 800 grams. Once I see that the units are the same, I can drop the unit. Then I'm left with 2,000 to 800. I can either divide with my highest common factor, or if the numbers are too big, I can divide in piecemeal. The highest common factor for 2,000 and 800 is 400. So on both sides, I'm going to be dividing by 400. If 400 is too big for you, you can start with 100 and then you go down in that manner. 2,000 divided by 400 will give you 5, and 800 divided by 400 will give you 2. Thus, the ratio 2 kilograms to 800 grams, when simplified, will give you 5 to 2. In this example, I have 60 centimeters to 1.5 meters. Once again, I need to check and make sure that the units are the same. They are not, so I'm going to be changing my meters to centimeters. I know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Thus, 1.5 meters will give me 150 centimeters. Slotting that back into my ratio, I'm going to have 60 centimeter to 150 centimeters. And once the units are the same, I can drop my units. I'm left with 60 to 850. The HCF, or the highest common factor, for 60 and 850 is 30. So I'm going to be dividing both values by 30. 60 divided by 30 is 2, and 850 divided by 30 is 5. Thus, the ratio 60 centimeters to 1.5 meters will give me 2 to 5. Let's look at 2 more examples. Again, I check. The next question says 20 seconds to 1 minute. The seconds and minutes are different. I have to make sure that the units are the same. I know that 1 minute equals 60 seconds. I'm putting that back into my ratio. I have 20 seconds to 60 seconds. Once the units are the same, I drop my units. Then I'm left with 20 to 60. The highest common factor for 20 and 60 is 20. So I'm going to be dividing both values by 20. 20 divided by 20, I have 1. And 60 divided by 20 is 3. So the ratio 20 seconds to 1 minute will give me 1 to 3. And in my last example, I have 400 milliliters to 1 liter. Milliliters and liter are different. I have to make sure they're the same. And I know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So if I put that back into my ratio, I'm going to have 400 milliliter to 1,000 milliliter. Once the units are the same, I can drop my units. Then I'm going to be dividing by my highest common factor, which is 200. 400 divided by 200, I'm going to have 2, and 1,000 divided by 200, I'm going to have 5. So the ratio 400 milliliters to 1 liter in the simplest value or form is going to give me 2 to 5. Thanks for watching. Watch out for more examples on your math concept.